All right, how about now? Can you hear me? All right, how about now? Can you hear me? All right, so I'm just going to have to use my webcam microphone because my other one's not working. So what's going on? How's everybody doing? All right, please do me a favor, type five in the chat if you can. If you can see me just fine, if you can hear me just fine. I want to make sure you all can definitely hear me. All right, do me a favor, type five in the chat if you can hear me just fine. I really wish I could use this microphone because the webcam has an echo to it. All right, cool. Yo, what's going on? Leslie, what's going on? Leslie, you can't hear me? Brenda, it's Duncan. Evelyn, what's going on? Joan, what's going on? Sylvia, Cynthia, what's going on? I appreciate y'all showing up. So I'm going to try to keep this one short and sweet, straight to the point. All right. But first of all, I just want to say I hope everybody's doing well. I know we got a lot going on. Um, I know there's a lot of things to focus on if you want to be stressed. But just remember, you got to take care of yourself first. All right. If you're sitting at home or at work or wherever you're at, stressing yourself out over and over and over, scrolling up your timeline or your feed or whatever it is you're using right now to consume social media, make sure you take a break. All right. Make sure you take a break because regardless if you believe it or not, it does have an effect on your psyche. Okay. So before I get into it, let me go ahead and lay something out, and I want to make it very clear. All right. When it comes to weight, when I speak about weight, I want you all to understand that I'm not speaking about it from a aesthetic standpoint, beauty standpoint, attractiveness standpoint. I could care less about any of that when it comes to weight. I'm talking about it from a medical health standpoint. I'm talking about it as far as how it affects your blood pressure, your cholesterol, arthritis, heart disease, your risk for stroke, and COVID 19 now. I'm talking about it from that standpoint. I could care less about anything else other than your health. Okay. So when I'm speaking about weight, obesity, or being overweight, that's what I'm speaking about. Okay. It's not about how society looks at you, whether or not they accept you, whose beauty standards, none of that. All of that for me is trash. It's your, as when I say trash, as far as it's trash, as far as to me trying to implement or push out some type of standard. I'm concerned about your health. I'm the health guy. All right. If this is your first time here, my name is Edward Williams. I'm the founder and creator of Health by Any Means Necessary. I'm also a physician assistant and also one of the coaches for the Fast Life 20-Day Challenge, which is what we have coming up September 3rd, September 13th. Next, as pertains to weight, I truly believe that being positive about your body is extremely important. All right. I truly believe that you have to love yourself because you can't love anybody else before you love yourself. And a part of loving yourself is loving what you see in the mirror. Now, while loving what you see in the mirror, I would recommend that you and your image or yourself get started on the journey as pertains to improving your health on that side. You are doing yourself no good at all by hating what you see in the mirror, pulling on yourself, and you shaming yourself or trying to hold yourself to somebody else's standard as pertains to weight. All I'm concerned about, and all I would like for you to be concerned about, for the most part, I mean, you do what you do on that side, but is your health. Are you healthy? All right. So I'm going to dive into certain aspects as far as what I mean by being healthy. Particularly, I'm talking about the abdominal weight, the abdominal fat that a lot of us carry, abdominal obesity, and I'm going to talk about the actual issues that come along with that. Okay, but I want to make sure I get that clear because this whole thing that we call the body positivity movement, in my opinion, when I'm looking at it and I'm reading the rhetoric and I'm seeing all the things they're saying, um, it may have been positive at one point, and it may have definitely served a purpose at one point. Because once again, I'm not oblivious. I know that there's a lot of uh, fat shaming and teasing and bullying that goes along with being overweight or obese or not meeting someone's standard. I understand that that is a true reality, but you got to be careful of vultures. You got to be careful of parasites, because what they will do, as they have always done, is swoop in and figure out a way to make money off of you. And one of the number one ways to make money off of any market is to pander to them. So for me, in my opinion, the positivity movement has become the body pandering movement, because what they are now giving a lot of people as far as health advice and telling you that you're fine at that weight and BMI and height is deadly. And we are unfortunately seeing that play out right now. So, what all brought me to this conversation? Actually, this has been a conversation I've been wanting to have for a while, um, but particularly today. So, I literally just got in. Like, you can't see it, but I'm really still in scrubs. Like, can you see the blue pants? I'm still in scrubs. I just got in, and but people, my family. So I call my audience, my family. You all send me a lot of articles. You all send me a lot of blogs and things to read, videos and everything like that. So continue sending those things that you would like to hear my opinion about. But the one that caught me today was apparently a CEO of a restaurant made a comment, and we're going to go through that. And based on the comment that the CEO made, they drug his ass through the mud. They drug him through the mud. And I want us to have a quick conversation about that. I want to get your take on it, how you feel about it. Was he right? Was he wrong? Was it insensitive? Was he fat shaming? Was he telling lies? Or was it an uncomfortable truth? You got to understand, when it comes to leveling up, progressing, and improving, uncomfortable truths are what help you get there. Me lying to you and telling you that, yo, everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. It's not a disease. It runs in your family. There was nothing you could do about it. That's pandering. And it's also deadly, because if I'm telling you that there's nothing you could have done about your diabetes, there's nothing you could have done about your blood pressure, there's nothing you could have done about your weight at all, not only am I pandering to you, not only am I lying to you, I most likely have some type of medication or some type of product to sell to you to manage that condition that you're dealing with. But while you're managing that condition, you're still progressing down that road to stroke, heart attack, amputation, dialysis. You're still progressing down that road to a cardiac stent. You're still progressing down that road into ultimately death. And down that road, not only is it littered with your pain and your suffering, but it's also littered with your receipts and your insurance bills and your missed vacations or your missed graduations from your loved ones, because you simply could not get on the plane because of the swelling in your legs. And I'm saying all this based off of true stories that I know personally. So I want to make sure that you don't have to believe and take what I say, but I am asking you to have an independent thought. At the end of the day, that's really what I want for you all to do, is have an independent thought, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if the things that we are saying are uncomfortable. Is it true? All right. So let me pull up this article, and we're going to go through it. Yo, do me a favor, type 5. Make sure y'all still with me. Make sure y'all can still hear me. And I'm gonna pull up this article. Let me plug my computer up. Yo, type 5 in the chat for me real quick. I just want to make sure everybody's here. All right. So I'm gonna pull up this article. Oh, look at all these ads. Holy crap. So I apologize. I'm gonna pull up this article, but I apologize in advance for all of the ads that you all will see. There's a crap load of ads. I'm gonna try to get rid of them, but it won't work. All right, good. I'm seeing the fives. Okay, so let me pull up this article. All right. So right now, you all should see the article. It says Sweet Green CEO takes down Lincoln post that linked obesity to COVID death and suggests outlawing junk food after he was accused of being fat phobic. Can everybody see that? Type 5 in the chat real quick if y'all can see that. Once again, excuse the ads, man. These ads are off the chain. All right, cool. Y'all can see it? Good. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. And I'm not going to read the entire thing. We're just going to kind of go through it. How can I get rid of that big ad? Okay. All right, so Sweet Green CEO Jonathan Newman took down a LinkedIn post where he tied obesity to COVID death, suggesting taxing and outlawing junk food after he was labeled fat phobic. Newman, co-founder and CEO of popular salad restaurant chain Sweet Green, faced backlash for a statement posted on LinkedIn. All right, so let's go ahead and get down into the actual post itself. Let me blow this up. So right now, y'all should see that. All right, cool. Y'all see it. All right, so this is from the founder. 78% of hospitalizations due to COVID are obese and overweight people. Is there an underlying problem that perhaps we have not given enough attention to? Is there another way to think about how we can tackle quote unquote healthcare by addressing the root cause? And then he has bullets. One, COVID is here to stay for the foreseeable future. We cannot run away from it, and no vaccine nor mask will save us. And then he has in full disclosure. So he's letting you know right off the back. In full disclosure, he is vaccinated and he supports others to get vaccinated, which is going to throw a lot of people off because they wanted to make this thing a left or a right thing, which that is horrible. When you politicize anything, be prepared to go backwards as far as your progression go. Be prepared to go backwards because people will simply align with their politics regardless of what actually makes sense to them. And so this is going to throw a lot of people off because he's talking that health talk, but then he's also vaccinated. So you people want to figure out, where does he stand? You red, you blue, what set you claim? So he says our best bet is to learn to best live with it and focus on overall health versus preventing infection. Number two, we have been quick to put in place mask and vaccine mandates, but zero conversation on health mandates, all while having printed unlimited money to soften the blow, and shutdowns have caused our country. Three, what if we focused on the root cause and used the pandemic as a catalyst for creating a healthier future? We clearly have no problem with the government overreach on how we live our lives or lives in all of the name of health. However, we are creating more problems than we are solving. This is in the way. What if we made the food that is making us sick illegal? What if we tax processed foods and refined sugar to pay for the impact of the pandemic? What if we incentivize health? I can't read the rest. Let me bring it down some. Repairing our food system could save us $2 trillion a year in direct costs. So let me know, what do you all think about that? What do y'all think about that, what I just read? What do y'all think about what I just read? Is he right? Is he wrong? Is he stretching? Is he fat shaming? What do y'all think? I want to hear what y'all think. I'll let you know what I think, but I truly want this to be a conversation. I truly want to know how you all are looking at this. And once again, I want to let's kind of decrease the feeling aspect, the emotional aspect, and look at it from more of a logical, long-term aspect. Look at it as if you're trying to protect your child. Take you out of the picture. All right, take you out of the picture, and let's say that it's your kid that's in this whole predicament, this system, and you have the bird sight overview. Like you can actually see a bigger picture. What do you think about what this guy just said? All right, so let's pull it up. Yeah, y'all fancy now. All right, so some foods that are allowed in the United States are not allowed in other countries. That's true. That's very much true. Some countries don't play that. McCrae says the FDA has failed us. Yeah, so I always find it interesting. Always find it interesting that when we talk about these processed foods, the very organizations or associations responsible for allowing them on the market are also the same organization associations that are approving drugs that will have to be taken for the condition that the foods will cause. It's called the Food and Drug Administration, which you know they're very popular right now. All right, let's see. Barbara, what's going on? I think he's onto something. We are what we eat. And I suspect that what I'm eating is contributing to some of my health. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So y'all continue to let me know what you think about this. Of course, there's more. But this guy, they came for him. They came for him quick. They're talking about boycotting, which I don't think that's going to work because the people who are wanting to boycott are not his audience. This guy owns like a salad restaurant. And most likely, the people who are going to be outraged and wanting to boycott are probably not the ones that's putting money in his pocket. So I don't think the boycott's going to work. So here's how I look at it. Many of you already know how I look at it because you hear me get on here and talk about this all the time. Yes, the government definitely has a job or a hand or responsibility as far as doing what they claim they're going to do. When it comes to the healthcare system, you call yourself the healthcare system. We pay into the system every single year. We all pay taxes. And you have made these claims. You have set up this system claiming that you're going to improve the health of your society. You have made these claims. You have made these claims that you're going to, come up with these therapeutics and these medications and all these and procedures to help people out. So we have that on that side. And when I look at it, in my opinion, they have fallen short. Now, my opinion is built on stats and data. But once again, we knew exactly what to expect when it came to another pandemic because we've seen it in 2002 with SARS. We've seen it in 2009 with the H1N1, and we're seeing it again, both in 2002 and 2009. Overwhelmingly, the people who were in the hospital, the top three were insulin resistant, obesity, high blood pressure, over and over and over. We knew that would happen again in a pandemic or any kind of outbreak. We knew that would happen again, and so over that time, there hasn't been much improvement at all. So that's on that side. That's one thing. The amount of education, the amount of campaigns going out for healthy eating and movement, you guys get an F on that because you guys are getting $3.5 trillion every single year. And the overall health conditions of your country is getting worse and worse and worse. 42% of the population is overweight, which I think is way more. It has to be way more. Diabetes is increasing, high blood pressure, all those things are increasing. So I definitely see that they are falling off and failed as people on that side. However, I bring it all the way back to accountability, responsibility. At the end of the day, yeah, you can believe them and you can hear what they say, but at the end of the day, it is your body, it's your health, it is your life, it's your family. So, yes, I understand that we have a lot of work to do as far as it goes to re-educating the people and essentially erasing a lot of the things that we all learned from the system and then reprogramming our minds with practical, sustainable health habits, such as drinking water, such as fasting, intermittent fasting, such as exercise, such as staying away from processed foods. So, in vitamin D or hormone D, the sunlight, fresh air, like there's so many practical and cheap, sustainable things that we should be doing and that they should be screaming from the top of their lungs right now for us to do, but they're not. And when you see that, when you see all the money and you see that they have the ability to put out an effective campaign, like there's no doubt they have the ability to put out an effective campaign. We see it right now with the shop, right? Like they know how to put money out there and get boots on the ground and get that message out. If it takes them giving away donuts from Krispy Kreme, they're going to do it. If it takes them giving away $100 debit card, they're going to do it. $200 debit card, they're going to do it. Free bear, they're going to do it. Like whatever it takes, they're going to do it. But that energy to get that vaccine out, that shot out, falls is non-existent when it comes to, yeah. So once we get that shot, like what can we do as far as, like improving our overall health, like losing weight, reversing our diabetes, getting our blood pressure down. It's non-existent. It's non-existent. And yes, so we would definitely be in a much better place if those folks who claim to be the healthcare leaders or the health leaders would shout it from the mountaintops. But that is not going to happen. My job is to make sure that I'm providing you with the truth while also letting you know that don't expect them to save you, because it's not going to happen. Now, when I say that, don't expect them to save you, don't expect them to actually help you improve your health. I'm talking about from a chronic lifestyle conditions, obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, those things, because they make money from it. Like, we just have to be honest. They make money from us being sick, recurring revenue from us being sick. And so they will be messing up their business model by uh, by by actually promoting health for us. I'm sorry about that. I got distracted. And that's a pill you have to swallow. That is the truth you just have to swallow. Now you can continue to, not believe it and just continue to go along the lie. And don't worry, they definitely have a place for you. They definitely have a goal for you. They definitely have a purpose for you. But that's not what I want for you. So once again, wrap that part up. Me saying that is just so that you can know that that's the truth, and that you really shouldn't expect anything different. And my goal is not to gather the masses up so that we can protest and go change the system. Nah, the system is working just fine. Them dropping the ball as far as making sure we prepare for the next outbreak or pandemic is not a flaw. It's a feature. You know how, like, you got the one touch sunroof, or you can do like the hold the button. You know how you got like heated leather seats or just regular cloth seats. Well, the heated leather seats are like the feature. Like, your seat getting hot, it's not a problem. That's a feature. That's a luxury. Your seat getting cold because you can actually turn it on. Like, that's a luxury. The fact that your vehicle has uh, XM radio and HD, these aren't problems. These aren't things you need to fix. It was designed to be that way. So we need to understand that at some point, you got to come to that conclusion that these are not flaws in the system. These are not problems in the system. These are actual features in the system. It's designed that way. It's designed that way. And it's designed to look so beautiful and so pretty that it it has us all delusion thinking that, yo, this is dope. They're really trying to help us out here. You see how fast they're rolling out these shots? Man, they've been giving us money. Man, they've been giving us donuts. It's pandering. It's deadly pandering. Because at the end of the day, they're fattening their pockets, and it's not really doing you much when it comes to being beneficial. So I am not bringing these things up for us to demand change. I'm not bringing this up for us to protest the system as far as healthcare. I'm bringing this up so that you can make a responsible and intelligent decision. My place where I live is called self-care. My place where I live is called health is my birthright. I'm a fan of walking away. Like, that's my style. I'm a fan of walking away. That's how y'all doing it? All right, cool. I'm not gonna try to change. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. That's where I'm at with it. And so that's that spill. So let's read the comments as far as what people are thinking about it. Yo, Toya, what's going on? All right. So Miss Duncan said he is not fat shaming, he's telling the truth, but it's not anything we don't already know. How do you go after the culprit, the government? Yeah, you're right. So, and as far as how I assess what he said, for the most part, I completely agree. You know, um, you trying to just throw vaccines on top of the population while knowing a large portion of your population is incredibly unhealthy, is sweeping the dirt under the rug. And it's not a secret. It's not a secret. Like, our obesity rate is not a secret. Our diabetes rate is not a secret. High blood pressure, stroke, like, these things are not secret. We know about it. But why are you pretending that it doesn't exist? Why are you pretending that a vaccine is just going to make it all better, right? Why are you going so hard about, getting this shot out there, but you're silent when it comes to improving your health? I told you this is about money. So you're absolutely right. So let me go through and actually talk about what I'm not a fan of in this article. Let me go through that real quick. All right. So let's go down real quick. So right here, when he says, "What if we made the food that is making us sick illegal? What if we tax processed foods?" Hold on, I can't see that. What if we tax processed foods and refined sugar to pay for the impact of the pandemic? So let me go back over here. Um, I'm a huge proponent in individual liberties, like huge, you know. And usually I have my picture of my father's up here. Oh, here it goes. Usually I have a picture of all my fathers, my grandfathers, my fathers, and everybody like that. And the reason, that I bring that up is because this is my great grandfather, Caesar Evans, who was born into slavery, and he ended up by the end of his life owning acres and acres and acres and acres of land that we now have. He ended up turning that into a farm, and we were able to benefit from that. And so, that's just one of the many reasons why I value freedom in every sense. Um, and so, I'm a huge fan of individual liberties. I'm not a fan of making things mandatory when it comes to just public in general. Like now, if it's private, you coming in my building or you coming into my private on, like what I say goes. Like that's just how it is. You don't pay anything around here. You don't contribute anything around here, but you just want to come here to buy something or do something. My house, my rules. All right, I get that. That's yours. Um, so I get that part, and I'm also a fan of the free market. Free market meaning that literally, people are only going to buy what they demand. Like if they want to buy that product, then they're going to buy that product. And so we see that when you make things illegal, you create another market. When you make things illegal, you also increase crime. When you make things illegal, you also create an underground market because trust me, whatever you're making illegal, whether it be crack cocaine, whether it be alcohol, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be Twinkies, when someone hears, yo, they just made Twinkies illegal, is that so? You know how to make a Twinkie? No, I don't. My grandma know how to make a Twinkie. Yo, tell your grandma come over here and let me holler at her. Yo, grandma, I'll pay you $1,000 to make me a batch of Twinkies. 1,000. I'm not making a batch of Twinkies for 1,000. 5,000. All right, let's get cooking. She start cooking. She start cooking up the Twinkies. Next thing you know, he testing the Twinkies. He's like, nah, this ain't good. This is trash. Maybe some more Twinkies, grandma. Make the Twinkies, taste it, like, that's perfect. Wrap up the Twinkies, put it in the bag, go to the vehicle, open up the door panels, start stuffing the door panels with the Twinkies, remove the spare tire, put the Twinkies in the spare tire, and then you go on to DuckDuckGo, you go into the dark web, you let everybody know, yo, I'm your guy. If you need the Twinkies, you need the Twinkies, I'm your guy. I got the sparkle Twinkies, I got the American flag Twinkies, I got the low fat Twinkies. What? Any Twinkies you need, whatever you need, I got. I'm your guy. Well, if I get on the market first before everybody else, I can charge whatever I want for that Twinkie. But guess what? Somebody else gonna see me slinging Twinkies, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, my grandma can make Twinkies." Or they're gonna try to buy Granny over here. I'm paying her 5 G's. Somebody might be like, "Yo, he cheating you. I'll pay you 6." And then she might betray me and go try to sell Twinkies with him. And then next thing you know, I got competition. And so this guy's on my block selling Twinkies. I'm down here selling Twinkies. My money's going down because the amount of people who are buying my Twinkies are now split and buying his Twinkies. This guy done got into my profit, my pockets. I done bought this Benz. I done bought this Land Rover. My payments are coming up late because the money that I was expecting is low. And so now I got to get rid of him and Granny. He got to go. And it goes on and on and on. Next thing you know, crime and, you know, violence, and it goes on and on and on. But we're going to do this all in the low, on the underground market. Now, getting Twinkies becomes extremely dangerous because, you know, there's a lot of crime associated with it. Y'all get how this all goes, right? So that's why I'm not a fan of making things illegal. You have to be careful. Well, I'm not a fan of just massively making everything illegal. I'm not saying like anything, but just we have to be careful about the things we make illegal. And people have their right to eat unhealthy foods. That's so just as much as I am avidly for healthy foods and against uh, promoting unhealthy foods, I will fight for your right to choose to eat unhealthy foods because it's your right. What do they say? My body, my choice. Well, I'm that way across the board. Across the board, no matter what you say. I'm that way across the board, including with this jab. So that is the part that I did not agree with him about. But other than that, I think he did a great job. Now this guy was dragged. Let me pull it back up. Yeah, they dragged this guy, right? I'm gonna just read a couple comments and I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'm gonna keep these short because I want to try to do these very often. Let's see. Oh, there go your boy. Let's see. Blah blah blah. What if we focus on the root cause? We clear up a problem. All right. All right. All right. So these are some of the comments that. So this is a comment. The Sweet Green CEO tried to say that salads will save us from COVID because people are too obese, and as brilliant as his body shaming, or they're supposed to say body shaming, but as brilliant as his body shame marketing campaign comes off, only 30% of hospitalizations are linked to obesity. So I don't know. Seems like a lot of people will still die. All right, so you know that's not true. It's 70%, like 78%. The CDC already came in with that. So if the CDC is saying that, you can already kind of guarantee that the numbers is actually probably higher. So man, I had just ID'd Sweet Greens as one of the very few healthy alternatives in Oakland. Now their CEO drops reckless, what? Reckless regarding COVID as perhaps obvious attempt to increase revenues. Huh? He needs to rephrase ASAP. Get vaxxed and change your eating habits. All right, so let me know what y'all think about that comment. Real quick, let me know what you think about that comment, and I'm gonna hop off in a little bit. But this guy saying that it's this is his obvious attempt to increase his revenues, and that he needs to rephrase this. Do y'all have a problem with people who have a business that sells food promoting the vaccine? Hmm? Because I'm gonna tell you what, Krispy Kreme donuts, they damn sure promoted the hell out of that vaccine, right? They upped the game. They were like, yo, 2 donuts. Last time it was 1 donut. Now it's 2 donuts. And guess what? Heart shaped. What? Heart shaped. That's right. So, and they're doing it for everybody who has a vaccination card. So they're definitely promoting the vaccine, fueled by their extremely unhealthy foods, right? So what do y'all think about that? Is it me or is that just crazy? That they're calling this reckless. You think what he was saying was reckless? Y'all help me out. Was that reckless? All right, let me read a couple of other comments and then I'm gonna get off of here. All right, hi. Just want to let you know that the comments that your CEO made on LinkedIn regarding pandemic obesity were both ignorant and harmful. I'm no longer a very regular customer. So ignorant and harmful. What was so harmful about what this man wrote? And that's what I'm saying. We are very, very strange times because everyone seems to be triggered Everyone seems to be getting canceled, but only when we say things that you don't like, only when we speak about the uncomfortable truth, only when we're not pandering. People seem to be getting canceled when they're not doing those things, when they're not cuffing you or coddling you. Cancel. You're out of here. You're not saying what we like. You got to go. How do you think that's going to play on the trajectory of our country? How? You think that's going to put us in a positive up trajectory, or are we going to start going low, down, crashing? So this is dangerous rhetoric, and I use the word dangerous on purpose because this is spreading. Like this ideology, this idea that everything has to be offensive and everything triggers me and everything hurts my feelings and everything. I want everybody to be quiet and be canceled and agree with what I say is extremely, extremely dangerous because when you start doing that, those folks who feel that way, they're going to still feel that way, right? They call them the silent majority. They're just going to go underground with this stuff. And then they will stand back and watch what happens in society. And what's going to happen in society is when these things are allowed to happen, the government, the guy who's pandering to you, is going to abuse the hell out of you. And it won't be like some brute, violent, fist to fist abuse. It's going to be subtle, seductive, and systematic. You won't even know what's happening. Like you won't even know the pot's getting hot. And by the time you know it, it's all over. But before this all over, they're going to make a lot of money off of you. And they're going to make sure they set your kid up to be next in line. And then their kids' kids. So we got to stand up to all this crap because this is straight up crap. All right. Let me read these comments and then I'm going to hop off, y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. All right. So McRae says staying away from sugar. High fructose corn syrup and everything. Yeah. So parents, please, please, please ultimately work towards not giving your kids juice and soda. High fructose corn syrup wreaks havoc on their liver. And you won't see it in the blood work as far as trying to see if their A1C or if their blood sugar is going up because the fructose is going straight to the liver. The liver is going to be the only thing that's going to metabolize that liver, but it will cause fatty liver on that child, and it's extremely unhealthy. They are starting at a disadvantage once they start getting fatty liver, okay? Menstrual cycle will start to come earlier. Their growth will be stunted. Your males will start to, the boys will start to grow gynecomastia. You know, for men, they call it man boobs. For the females, irregular menstrual cycles. We're talking about PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Please, please start decreasing and then eradicating that soda and juice from their life. All right. All right. So what else? Let me go ahead and hop off, y'all. Let me read these comments. The healthcare, pharmaceutical, government, and agencies are, yeah, those are the real gangsters. Those are people are afraid of the wrong ones. They're afraid of the wrong ones. McRae says, I'm insulted with the pandering. Donuts and lottery tickets. Yeah, man, they're doing the most. And debit cards, they're doing the most. So we know they have the ability, like we know they have the ability to put out an effective campaign. We know they got the money. Where is that energy when it comes to, hey, yo, y'all should drink water. Y'all should decrease soda and juice. Y'all should get vitamin D. Why don't you take some zinc, sunlight, eat a salad, walk, do a push-up, jumping jack. Stop all that processed foods. Like, where's the money behind all of that stuff that actually matters? Nah, you think I'm gonna mess my money up? I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this recurring revenue. I'm trying to get that every 3-month vaccine shot. That's what I'm trying to get. All right, they're giving out marijuana. The Duncan says they're giving out marijuana, money, reducing jail sentence to take the jab. Why such a hard push? All right. What do you think about the testimony of Dr. Christina Parks? That name is very, very familiar to me. That name is familiar. Give me a hint on who she is. It's familiar. I've been reading so much. You know, there's so many more doctors that are stepping up and stepping out. Remind me of who that is again. Her name is very familiar to me. Why not give stimulus to a farmer to produce? Yeah, cucumbers. Once again, we can sit here and ask all these questions that make good common sense. It seems like it would help, but once again, that would be us thinking that this is all a mistake. And I'm telling you that it's not a flaw, it's a feature. All right. Slanging Twinkies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all let me know if y'all want to get down. All right. Y'all let me know. The qualifications are you got to know how to cook, bake, you got to know how to be quiet, and you got to know how to run. I need y'all to be fast because we can't let anybody get caught. They're kicking our doors and you see all the powder on the counter and all the cream and everything like that. Everybody got to go because we know somebody get caught. Y'all gonna talk, y'all gonna sing. So we need those other requirements. You need to buy stock and Krispy Kreme, right? All right, let's see. Anyone or anything that goes against the so-called norm will get the side eye from that. Yeah, for real. Exactly. They definitely will. So the masses right now, the people are doing the work. The people are doing the work, and they don't even know. They don't even realize that they're being the foot soldiers. Let's see. What's going on, Leslie? No, but they don't want him messing with their revenue for sure. um, did a sinus CT scan and non-doctor wants an MRI says abdominal pituitary. All right, but you got a growth. What kind of symptoms are you having? Are you a male, female, princess? Princess, I'm guessing you're a female. Should you be worried? Well, we need more information than that. She's a doctor that testified regarding lies about the vaccine. Yeah, a lot of doctors are doing that right now, which is good, which is definitely good. Um, I'm still not sure who you're talking about. The name is familiar though. Let's see. They were able to overcome broken promise of 48 community few slave. Okay, this is a link. All right, Maria. Maria, I'll check that out. Um, what was the doctor's name again? Parker. Okay, I know you're talking about, and the only reason why I remember what you're talking about because I saw her and I see her last name is Parks. I'm like, you relate to Rosa Parks? But yes, the black doctor, the lady, I think she is a molecular biologist. Yeah, sharp, real sharp. And I think you all need to at least listen to her. All right, you don't have to agree with her, but definitely listen, hear her out, hear what she's talking about. You know, people who are speaking calm and rational. That's why I had to slow myself down. Are very dangerous when it comes to times like these because they would love to make you out to be the crazy person so that they can just show you as a sideshow. This guy or this lady doesn't know what they're talking about. Um, and so here's a sister who's clearly articulating her issues or her concerns. She's not making any crazy claims or anything like that. She has the science and data to back up what she's saying. And I definitely think she's worth the listen. So if anybody has the link to her video, which I don't know if y'all can find it, but if you got the link to her video, definitely check it out. So her name is Christina Parks, right? Dr. Christina Parks. Definitely check her out. All right, y'all. So I appreciate y'all being on here. Oh, real quick. So solutions. Um, you need to assess yourself. You need to assess yourself. So, do you fall in that category? I'm sorry, y'all. I almost left off the most important part. So, once again, this is not to shame you or make you feel bad about where you're at, but you need to figure out where you're at. Once you figure out where you're at and you see what type of conditions come along with your overall condition as far as your weight goes, you need to ask yourself, you need to have a conversation with yourself. This might take a couple days. Have a conversation with yourself about, do I deserve more or is this what I deserve? Do I deserve to continue down this pathway of taking medications and dealing with the side effects and being short of breath going up the stairs, not being able to play with my kids, having to deal with the knee pain and the joint pain because of the weight? You have to have a conversation with yourself. How happy am I with my overall status? If you are happy with your overall status, then you keep doing what you're doing. I'm not being a jerk or asshole or anything. I'm sorry. I'm not being a jerk or anything like that when I say that. I truly mean, like, if that's what's making you happy and that's what you have for yourself as far as your purpose in life and your overall goal, then who am I to tell you that Nah, you got to change that up. If you don't live in this house, and you're not one of my kids or anything like that, then who am I? Because I tell my kids what to do for sure. But if we're talking about, a grown adult, like you have, once again, your own individual liberty. Like, do what you do. Okay. However, if you come to the conclusion that you're not happy with this, you're done with the medication taking, you're done with the side effects, you're done with going to the hospital because of a scare, you're done with, not being able to fly and do all these things that you want to actually do. You're tired of breathing hard. You're tired of all these things, and you actually want more. You actually want better for yourself. Then make a commitment to start to do better. Now, what does that mean? That means you're gonna have to make a lot of changes. But that doesn't mean you have to make a lot of changes all at one night, all in 1 week. Don't try to make 1,000, or like we say back home, don't try to make 50, 1,100 changes all in one day. Don't do it. You're gonna fail, and you're gonna revert back to your old lifestyle. Don't try to do it all in 1 week or 1 month. One habit at a time. One habit at a time. Find a reliable source, which I know, and trust everything. So the art of losing weight is pretty straightforward and simple, but actually the process of actually doing it, like the actual overall methodology of it, is straightforward, but the process of actually doing it is difficult. I get it. All right, I do get it. Because one, I didn't even talk about the large part of this processed food, which is the addiction. Food addiction is real. Uh, y'all know what book I'm looking for. It's called Fat, Sugar, Salt, or Sugar, Salt, Fat, one of the two. Food addiction is real. People put a lot of money into making sure that you are addicted to their food. You think Krispy Kreme, you think people drive miles and miles and miles to get the Krispy Kreme donuts because they're okay? You think they pass by Dunkin' Donuts just because Krispy Kreme they're all right? Nah. Krispy Kreme put a lot of research into making sure that their donuts are extremely addictive. So if you want to find out more about food addiction, that might be a good place for you to start if you feel that you struggle with food addiction. If you feel like you're addicted to a food that you know is causing you harm, but you still desire it and you still crave it, one, understand that this is cognitive dissonance, right? Like you are eating something that you know serves you no benefit. It brings you no health, no aspect of health at all, but you want to be healthy. And that's fine for you to acknowledge those things, but understand that gap in between the unhealthy food item and the desired outcome. There's a huge gap, right? How do we close that gap? You got to learn about what you're struggling with. You have to, or deal with someone who understands food addiction, who can help you get you out of that place. But just same thing that how they say in the AA meetings. First, you got to admit you got a problem. Like you can't go anywhere if you don't think you got a problem with food, then and you do have a problem with food, no one can help you. No one can help you. Ask me how I know. Bro, I'm telling you, you know how many patients I had. I've had where on our first visit, they're diabetic, uh, have a BMI of 65, blood pressure increased, A1C, all those things. And when I'm asking them questions, everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. They're telling me they don't know why they have so much weight because I don't eat much. They don't know why, they're struggling because all they do is drink water, and it goes on and on and on and on. And so before I can even go further with that conversation with them, I have to make sure that they're actually in this. Like they're actually in trying to get the results. So I gotta ask them, why you wanna lose? Like, why are you here? Why are you trying to reverse your diabetes? Why are you trying to lose weight? Like, why? And I do 5 levels of why. The first why is always going to be superficial. Not always, but mostly it's going to be superficial. So they're going to tell me something like, summertime, spring, body, whatever like that. And I'm like, why? Why is that important? Because I can't be out there, looking like this. Like, why people's opinion of how you look matter? Well, because, I used to be like this and now I'm like this. And, back in the days when I was like this and that. Why is it important for you to get back to the way you used to look back in the days? Because I felt better about myself. I liked the way I looked. And, I haven't felt like that in a long time about myself. It's been a very long time since I looked in the mirror and actually loved what I saw. And now when I look in the mirror, I just, okay, tell me more about that. And that's when we start getting to the reason why you want to do that. And then once we find out why you truly want to lose weight, we now have your why. We have your why. And this is your coat. This is your badge of honor. Like, this is your armor that you wear in that battle and trying or in that battle to get to where you want to go. So I make sure that they want to do that, that they're in it. But then we go back through and we call cap. Like, I call cap and all that. So when they start telling me that they're not eating anything, I'm like, all right, what are you drinking? Well, I don't drink any soda or juice. Then come to find out, they're drinking some Starbucks smoothie. Like, it has chocolate and sugar and cream, and they're drinking that all day long. So that is your source of calories. That's how you're staying insulin resistant. And we go through and do that, right? So you have to find out if you have an addiction. If you do, admit it. If you want better, you got to find out where you're at. The best way to find out where you're at, as far as your severity. So I know a lot of people have issues with the BMI, and so I don't even recommend the BMI because we're absolutely right. So when it comes to African Americans or just Africans in general versus Caucasians, there's a huge difference as far as body structure, build, and frame. All right. The BMI calculator was definitely created for the average Caucasian male and female. This is true. And so, and a lot of the metrics when we talk about medical in general were created for the average Caucasian male and female. This is true. It was not created for you. It was not created for me. It was not created for us. So these things are true. But at the same time, even with that being true, you're not going to be a 40 BMI and that scale just be completely off as far as the possibility of you being overweight. Now, as far as what I recommend to find out where you're at is the waist to hip ratio. All right, so let me just pull that up real quick. Waist to hip ratio is what I recommend. Let me find that. All right, so y'all see that? So y'all should be able to just Google waist to hip ratio. You probably see this article right here, but this is let you know everything you need to know about the waist to hip ratio. It'll also let you know where you rank as far as health risk. It'll also show you the dangers or the risk that come with being at that ratio. So once again, like I said, with the BMI, it doesn't take into account a lot of things, but with the hip to waist ratio, it takes into account the part that, once again, I am concerned about. I'm not concerned about the fat that's wherever it's at on your body. I'm concerned about the truncal obesity. Why am I concerned about the truncal obesity? Because that is the one that will kill you. That is the most unhealthiest area for fat to be in your body, because that is where your vital organs are at. And when you have all of that fat on your vital organs, I mean, not only is it taking a lot of space and causing a lot of pressure, but we're also talking about something called visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat that's actually in the organs. Fat is a organ. I know that sounds crazy. Fat is an organ. It doesn't belong in the organ. But when you have fat like that, you're talking about like having fat inside of your liver, which is fatty liver, having fat inside of your pancreas, which is fatty pancreas, having fat inside your heart. Yes, this is true. This can happen. Having fat inside of your organs that reside in that area. And this fat is the fat that could possibly kill you if you don't deal with it. Not the fat in the buttocks, not the fat in the thighs. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about that. I'm talking about this. And guess what? You getting a 360 butt lift or liposuction or gastric, whatever procedure, doesn't get rid of that. You can't cheat code your way out of this one. All right. Ask me how I know again. Ask me about how I've had to force patients to tell me the truth about what we're looking at here, because I'm looking at you and, well, you don't look diabetic. Like, you don't look like you have any health issues, but these labs look crazy. You'll see. So you can't run away from nature. Once again, reality is going to find you. Reality is going to find you. All right. So I'm supposed to get off. I'm going to go and get off, but also make sure that you just pick one habit, master that habit. If it's drinking water and cutting out soda and juice, you'd be surprised how far that will get you as it pertains to benefits. Grab that habit and run with it. You know, you got to start small, but start somewhere. If you feel like you're worth it. If you don't feel like you're worth it, like I always say, one, I recommend that you seek help. All right, because it's not natural for you to feel like you're not worth a higher situation or position if you feel like you're suffering. Only if you feel like you're suffering. If you don't feel like you're suffering, then you might feel fine. But if you feel like this area that you're in is suffrage and you don't want to improve it, you need help. You do. All right. Um, so yeah, pick a habit, start it, and go with it. All right. And then lastly, to wrap things up, so I'm going to try to do these way more consistent. Let me know how y'all like this. Is this beneficial? Is it helpful? Because I don't want to do this if it's not going to be beneficial. Also, I need a huge favor from y'all. Huge favor from y'all. Um, if you want to thank me for my service, I just would like for y'all to do me a favor. One, share the video. Share the video. Where's this link at? And then two, come subscribe to my YouTube channel. Boom. Come subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be moving over there as far as doing the live videos and videos in general. And Facebook will just be where I have my clips. All right. So all right, good. McRae says yes, it was helpful. Good. Letitia says, all right, good. That's what I want to do. I want to help. All right. I want to help. I'm not here to shame. I'm not here to none of that stuff. I went to school and did all that stuff to come back and help you all because I know what you're going to get. Unfortunately, the majority of the time in that system. All right. So I'm glad that it was helpful. That's the goal. And then lastly, we do have a challenge coming up called the Fast Life 20-day challenge coming up on September 13th. This is a challenge. It's dope. You won't regret it. But essentially, it's a fasting challenge. Um, I'm going to put the link in the description so you can understand. But really, it's the fasting challenge, but it's really health coaching with a very supportive community for 28 days. When I talk about those habits that you should adopt and then check in and have someone to hold you accountable, that's what that is. So we're talking about 28 days plus because once you're in the family, you're always going to be in the family. But we're talking about 28 days of health coaching, providing you with the science and the data on why these things will be healthy, why water is healthy, why greens are healthy for you, why the processed foods will cause an issue. It's not enough for us once again to just wag fingers and say, "Yo, don't do that, stop that, do this, do this, do this." If you don't have conviction, you're not going to do it for a lifelong. And conviction is what's necessary for you to hold on to it and just do it for the rest of your life because you know that what you're doing is beneficial. All right. So if you want to sign up for the challenge or you want to read more about the challenge, go to www.tfl28.com. And we would love to add you to the family. We would love to have you all. We have some TFL tribe members in the chat right now. Y'all say what's up. And I'm going to go ahead and hop off. All right. So I appreciate you all. Once again, I'm not here to tell you what to think, but I am asking for you all to think for yourself. Please think for yourself. Okay. So signing off, it's your brother Edward Williams, our community, our responsibility. We have what it takes. Let's get it. Peace.